It's such a better feeling than starting first and finishing first. Lewis Hamilton, after finishing fourth at Imola 2025, these weren't just post-race words. They were the essence of what makes Lewis Hamilton who he is. A fighter, a relentless force, a legend who doesn't just win from pole, he makes comebacks feel like victories. At Imola 2025, Hamilton reminded the world that he's still got it. The Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix was expected to be another weekend of frustration for Hamilton in red. After qualifying only P8, with Ferrari struggling to extract one-lap pace from the car, fans feared another quiet Sunday. But when the lights went out, Hamilton turned that fear into fury, the good kind. He didn't just race, he attacked, he adapted. He reminded everyone that even in a Ferrari that still doesn't feel like home, he can squeeze performance out of thin air. "I've always loved when you're fighting from further back and coming through," Hamilton said after the race. "That's how I started off as a kid. It's such a great feeling to race forward, to pass cars, and to know you're making it happen through pure grit." The Mercedes years might have spoiled fans with dominant poles and processional wins. But this was vintage Hamilton. The Hamilton from karting, the Hamilton from GP2, the Hamilton who once raced with fire in his eyes and a chip on his shoulder. And make no mistake, he's racing with that same fire again. When Hamilton crossed the line in P4, it wasn't just a number. It was the highest-placed Ferrari. It was a finish ahead of Charles Leclerc on merit. It was a message to everyone, inside and outside Maranello, that he's not here to play backup. Ferrari, for all their legacy and promise, have given Hamilton a car that flatters to deceive. There's pace in there. We've seen glimpses of it in practice sessions and the occasional qualifying run. But something always goes wrong. Strategy blunders, tire degradation, communication breakdowns. The list goes on. But at Imola, Hamilton didn't wait for things to go right. He made them go right. "In the race, it felt much better," he said. "I was able to push, get into a rhythm, and finally extract what I knew was there in the car." That comment says everything. The pace is in the Ferrari, just not when it counts. And Hamilton, who has spent years driving cars that perform when it matters most, is clearly frustrated. But frustration hasn't turned into resignation. It's turned into motivation. He knows he doesn't have many seasons left. He came to Ferrari for one reason: to win that elusive 8th world title. But now, midway through 2025, that goal feels more distant than ever. Still, Imola showed there's another way to win. Not titles, but battles. Not trophies, but respect. And Hamilton is winning that all over again. Watching him charge through the field, you could feel the energy shift. Every overtake was met with roars from the grandstands. This is Ferrari territory. This is Tifosi land. And they're falling in love with Hamilton, not because of what he's done before, but because of what he's doing now. After the race, Hamilton opened up about what it means to drive for Ferrari. "It was quite an incredible experience to think that I'm now here in one of the two Ferraris," he said. "Having that connection with such a passionate group of people, it's something I've never experienced before." For all the early season tension, for all the rumors of internal friction with Leclerc, and doubts over Fred Vasseur's leadership, Hamilton is trying to build something. Not just a legacy in red, a connection, a bond. And at Imola, you could see it beginning to take root. And yet, we can't ignore the subtext. Hamilton outperformed Leclerc on race day in Italy. That's not just a line on a results sheet, that's a political statement inside Ferrari. Leclerc is Ferrari's future. He's the driver they've nurtured, protected, and prioritized. Hamilton, he's the outsider, the superstar who was brought in to bring glory, but also to keep the pressure on Leclerc. And now, he's doing just that. The two haven't had an explosive rivalry, Not yet, but moments like Imola will test the dynamic. How long before team orders creep in? How long before Ferrari is forced to back one over the other? Because if Hamilton keeps finishing ahead, that future vision may have to be adjusted. There's also the broader context of Ferrari's struggles. Even with upgrades and changes in approach, the team continues to fall short when it matters. Fred Vasseur's role as team principal is under constant scrutiny. Can he manage two alpha drivers? Can he give Hamilton the support he needs? Or is the focus still locked on Leclerc? Hamilton's post-race comments were filled with optimism, but also hints of what's really going on. "We still have a lot of work to do," he said. "We're not where we want to be, but weekends like this show we're heading in the right direction." Heading in the right direction. That's the message. But direction is nothing without speed. And right now, Ferrari is still behind McLaren, Mercedes, and sometimes even Red Bull. So what does Imola really mean? It means Hamilton hasn't lost his edge. It means Ferrari can be competitive when everything clicks. And most importantly, it means there's still a heartbeat in this project. One worth fighting for. The fans see it, the media sees it, the paddock sees it. Hamilton is doing what he's always done, turning adversity into fuel. This wasn't a win, but it was a turning point. And maybe, just maybe, it's the spark Ferrari needs to believe again. Not in numbers or spreadsheets, but in a driver who refuses to give up. As the season moves forward, the questions will only grow louder. Can Ferrari give Hamilton a car that's competitive from start to finish? Can Leclerc and Hamilton coexist when the stakes rise? And can Hamilton keep up this level of performance in a team that still feels like it's figuring itself out? One thing is certain, Lewis Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to fade away. He came to make history, and at Imola, he took a step, not toward a title, but toward belief. Belief that even in the most chaotic of environments, greatness finds a way to rise. So as we look ahead to the next race, remember this. Champions don't always need trophies to prove their worth. Sometimes, all it takes is a Sunday like this. A comeback, a message, a reminder. Hamilton is still here, and he's not done yet. If you felt the fire in Hamilton's drive at Imola, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more raw, real F1 stories that go beyond the highlights.